something. I don't know whether you figured this out, but when you're very, very, very young, your parents study you. There may even be some parents here who have young children, and you study them. You worry about them. You look in their belly button, you look in their ear, you tweak them, you poke them, you look in their hair to see if they've got nits, you do all that stuff. And then as time goes on, and if there's anybody here who's about 9 or 10, I don't mean to be horrible or anything, but your parents, they don't study you quite as much. If, like me, you get in from school when I was a kid and you plonk the bag down like that and you go, huh? And then you plonk yourself down on the sofa and you look round for the switcher and then you go, huh? Like that. Your mum or dad is not studying you. They're not going, wow, do it again, do it again. What, switcher you mean? Yeah. They're not like that. I figured that out. I figured that out when I was a boy. I figured out if they weren't going to study me, I would study them. So if you just like to study your parents for a moment, imaginatively or otherwise, just tear yourself away from your mobile phones just for a second, and then study your parents. Now, the very first thing I found out was a bit shocking. I found out that my dad doesn't know everything. No, because when I was a little kid, I thought he did. We'd be standing in the street together and a bus would go past. And I'd say, Dad, what's that? He'd say, son, that's a bus. And I thought, wow, my dad knows everything. And then I'd say, hang on a minute, Dad, there's some round things on the bottom of the bus, and they're going round as the bus is going along. What are they? And my dad would say, son, those are wheels. And I thought, wow, my dad knows everything. And I said, hang on a minute, Dad, you said those things are wheels, but how many are there? And my dad said, son, there are 4. Well, if it was a double-decker bus, he was wrong, but never mind. There are 4. And I thought, wow, my dad knows everything. But then came the terrible day when I found out that my dad does not know everything. And this is how it was, and you can join in. It goes like this. We sit down to eat, and the potatoes are a bit hot. So I only put a little bit on my fork, and I blow. Till it's cool. Just cool. Into the mouth. Nice. And there's my brother, he's doing the same. Till it's cool. Just cool. Into the mouth. This is the tricky bit. Nice. You'll get one more chance. And there's my mum. She's doing the same thing. Yes, I did come from that sort of a home. And it went like this. Here we go, we're ready. Till it's cool. Just cool. Into the mouth. Nice. But my dad, what does he do? He stuffs a great big chunk of potato into his mouth, and that really does it. His eyes pop out. He blows, he puffs, he yells, he bobs his head up and down. He even spits a potato onto the plate. And he turns to us and he says, watch out everybody, the potato's really hot. That was when I found out that my dad, learned though he is, he doesn't know everything. And I went on studying my mum and dad. And the next thing I found out was even more shocking. I found out that they were different.